Hey, you all, it's Elizabeth, hopping on quickly. Not quite prepared for, I just have a thing I want to say while it's fresh. Because if I keep doing this thing where I have to get it perfect, I'm going to never get into a rhythm of publishing. And I am aware that two of my closest friends in the world, dearest friends, are both, they're both touring their kids to college. And kids are freshly going to college starting next year. And then in 2 years, year and a half, really. I know there's this question of like, wait a minute, we're supposed to pick some beautiful place far away and then drop them off and leave them there? And like, what becomes of us? Do you know, like, wait, what happens to my life, right? And so I'm freshly reminded of the empty nesting, like the transition into empty nesting. And so I have a thing to say to those of you that are there and are like, how in the world am I going to function after this? Or like, where is my life and who am I going to be? Or if you're like at the end of a relationship, perhaps facing divorce, right? Because I can just say that from my own experience, yes, there was great grief. Yes, it felt like there were giant holes. Yes, there was disorientation. Yes, like it took some time, right, to come to know myself differently outside of those, whether it was love, relationship, marriage, parenting, and to evolve my identity. But here's my main message. There are places in you that you may not even know exist. There are ways of being on the planet that you may not have even touched yet. There are like delightful parts of yourself that are so ready to come forward and be given time and energy and attention and space. And what feels at first like a giant hole can then, with intention and with a little work, right, can be filled with so much deliciousness that is you, that is your creativity, that is your vision, that is your heart, that is your dearness with yourself. And for me, it's with divine, right? With nature. There is so much that can come flowing in to what you perceive as a giant hole. And you don't even know. And I'm telling you this from my perspective because I was there and now it's like here. Like even this morning, I'm doing it all the time where I'm like, oh, look at that dear part coming forward. Look at what I'm coming to know about this moment, about myself and what's being asked of me. And now what I now have the space and time to commit to and go and do, which is in service, I believe, to the planet. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. So if you're in a place right now where you're like, how am I supposed to do life after this? Like, and you're perceiving and you're expecting this giant hole, or you're walking into a place where something once was and now won't be. Like, just know that there's so much of you that's ready to fill that space. And as much as I will hold you in grieving what's changed, I will also celebrate you in moving into the next phase of your life, whatever that journey looks like, okay? So if you're in a moment of transition, I hope that helps. Okay, have a good day. Thanks for listening.